Hi everybody, my name is Jan Dufour and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And this is the cover of the new catalog. Depending on when you see this, you may be able to see what's inside the catalog and maybe not. I'm not sure which date I'm going to publish this for. So to be on the safe side, I'm just going to show you the cover. But what I wanted to talk about today is a DIY project, so it's not really stamping. But if you've gotten a new catalog and you want to put tabs on it, like I have here, I can show you how to make those. And I give you the free file. You just have to go to my website and download it. My website is stampmesilly.com. If you have any questions, you can contact me at jandufour@yahoo.com. If you don't currently have a demonstrator and want the new catalog, you can email me and ask me for it. Just make sure you give me your complete address so I can mail it. And I have an online store where you can order the products that are inside this catalog by going to jandufour.stampinup.net. All you need for this project is a printer and obviously your computer, or however you can send something to a printer if you do it with your tablet or phone. You need packing tape. They all come in the same size, so it doesn't really matter. You need some Scotch tape, and then you'll need a trimmer of some sort, whatever you have. So let me put this away and we'll get started. When you print the file, I would suggest that you print it on cardstock. You will get 2 sets of the tabs, so you'll really only need half of these. I didn't want to spend the time to try to get just one on there. I needed 2 on there because I will send that with any catalog that I have. So the first thing you're going to do, every printer prints differently, and there's no way I can solve for that. So what I would recommend is when you, first of all, cut it in half. We'll get that out of the way. So then you end up with this and then another set. So if you make a mistake or you need to fix something, you can do that with the one that you cut up. The first thing I would do is cut down the center of one of these, either this one or this one. And the reason for that is that way it doesn't matter where on the paper it is, but this section is going to end up being cut at 1 3/4. So what I would do is just go ahead and cut down the center, and you do that by visually looking at this and then looking that the tray is in the center, and go ahead and cut. Okay, so you've made your first cut. The question is this 1 3/4 inch? So if it is not, you put it on, we'll put it this way because there's more space there. 1 3/4 all the way down, and you go ahead and you cut that off. So how it fits on either end doesn't matter because it's going to end up not showing. Now, if you can do it without forgetting, you can also center your paper, which is 1 3/4, in between here so that there are 2 dots on each, or 2 lines on each side. So there's 1 2 and 1 2, and use your score blade. Actually, I back up. Don't do your scoring now. Go ahead and cut all of your pieces, which I have done, and I have those already. Put your trimmer aside for right now. I put packing tape on it. It's an easy way to laminate without it being too stiff, and it's very inexpensive, and you don't need a bunch of supplies. You just need packing tape, and everybody has this in the house. Lay it on something that it won't stick to and ruin, such as paper. Go ahead and pull it off. And then when you lay it down, you want to try to line it up on one side. It doesn't matter because you're cutting it off. And try not to do what I just did, which was to make it all crinkly over here. Let me see if I can uncrinkle it a little bit. That's what that second set is for. I'll leave it crinkled for now. You can get rid of a lot of the crinkles by doing this. But if you don't like that, you can go ahead and use the other one. So the point is that you have tape that is on one side, none on the other side. It's not like do or die, but it will come in handy when you're scoring and putting the actual tabs on. I'm going to go ahead and cut the excess off with my scissors and just get rid of that. I'll do the same on the other side. Get rid of that. All right, so we're going to do that 2 more times. I'm actually just going to, nope, I have to do it both of them because I need to show you how to put them on in order. So I'll quickly do that, just ripping it off. Trying to lay it upon the edge. It's just kind of hard at an angle, but that's okay. Just lay it down. So now you've got tape over here and none over here. And if you have tape on both sides, it's okay. You can do one of 2 things. You'll see when you start doing it, if it's bothering you too much, you can always cut up to where the tape isn't on there anymore. Get rid of this. We'll do it one more time. So there's only 3 that you have to do. I'm tearing way too much off, but that's okay. And if you don't quite cover it because you didn't line it up correctly like I did here, doesn't matter because you're putting Scotch tape on the end of it anyway. So again, not a big deal. Cut this off. Alrighty, now I'm going to score them. And yes, there's a section that is going to stick a little bit, but it's very little. And our trimmer is metal, so it doesn't matter. So again, we're going to be putting it in to the second line before the 1. Don't forget, don't use your cutting blade, use your scoring blade. Go ahead and put a couple of those, peel that off. It doesn't look like much now, but it will bend when you need it to. And if you want, you can go ahead and start cutting these apart. If you want real precision, you can put it on your trimmer, but it's really not necessary. These are towards the back of the catalog, so I'm kind of putting them aside so they're not in my way. Put these here and get rid of the packing tape. I'm still going to need the Scotch tape. So it starts with all occasions, so this is one of the first ones. So I'll keep that close and handy. Oops, I forgot to score it. So see, I'm even going out of order. I'll have better directions. This is just to give you an idea of how to lay them out, etc. So it is sticking on one side, but that doesn't matter. We're going to go ahead and put that aside. We have these. And then I have to go ahead and put this in between because I forgot to score the first one before I took it off. That was the first one, right? Nope, it's the allocation. I forgot. Are we having fun? Yes, ma'am, we are. I love having tabs on my catalog. It just makes it so much easier when I go looking for things. Because it can, yeah, we have a lot of stuff in there. It's oh so much fun. Oops. Got it stuck before I got it in the right spot. Two spots before the 1. All right, now we can put the trimmer away. That'll be less on our desk. Let's stick it where it belongs, hidden from view from you. All right, so the last set we're cutting apart. This is bubble gum, by the way, not bubble gum, Bubble Bath. It is a true pink. It's a baby pink. It's one of the new colors. Stampin' Up! Did a color refresh. They've done that before, where some of the subtles the regals or neutrals or brights actually get retired, which is unusual. Usually we're just retiring the 5 in color from previous year. So, but you know, just like anything else, fashion changes, color trends change. And so in order to keep up, they have to refresh. So there's 11 core colors that are gone. And they replaced them with some new ones and some returning ones that you've seen before. So that's exciting, and you'll get to see that when you look inside the catalog. All right, so let me think. When is this publishing? this is going to actually be okay. I can't really show you the inside. That works out really well for me because it would be difficult to do it otherwise. So, yay. If you go through the catalog, you'll come up to your first category called All Occasion. Now, you have to make a decision. It doesn't matter either way. It's whatever you want to do. When I'm looking for the first page of All Occasion, I don't want it on basically the second page. I want it here so I can grab it and open it to All Occasion. So I choose, and this is where the one side sticky, one side not comes in. So you make sure that this is squared up, because as you're working, it's gonna spread out and it's not gonna be straight. This is not a science. So there's gonna be some times when they're not exactly the way you want. Go ahead and fold it. See, it folds real easy. Now remember, we need to be able to read All Occasion, right? So I'm holding up this tape so it doesn't stick. So you don't want it all the way down to the fold. You want it so that you can read All Occasion. So once I can read All Occasion and it's at the top where I want it, I let this go and I let it sit. Now, yes, I know it's not really stuck really good. That's what the Scotch tape is for. Make sure that you use not the satin finish, because that makes it not show up. All right, so then I'm gonna just bring this over so you can see what I'm doing on this side. So this needs to be taped down. And I'm just gonna lay it down. At this point, it doesn't matter if the pages are wiggling. And I'll show you why in just a minute. That even matters when you're first applying. So as you can see, the tape goes all the way down here. Nobody cares. Now I have a tab for All Occasion, and I'm excited. It's protected. It thumbs well. I have last year's version that is still pristine as far as the tabs go. So that works out really well. All right. Now we're looking for the next one. We're still lots of All Occasions. Lots and lots. All right, now you'll see I have a Band-Aid. Unfortunately, have you ever taken your hairbrush that has those little pokey things and you're trying to clean it out of the hair? So you pull it, and when you go down, you jab one of those things underneath your fingernail. It's the second time I've done that. It hurts and it bleeds a lot. All right, so this is the last page of All Occasion. Now, if I'm going to follow the trend that I have, that means I want it on this page, because I will pick up my second one called Love, Thanks, and Support, which is right here, when I pull this over. So that means I want it here. You're going to go ahead and fold it. Here's where it's a little bit different. You're going to put the page that is not sticky underneath. Leave it alone. Just leave it there. Put this back to the front where the first one is. Square up your catalog. Bring it so that it is right up to it, or sort of next to it, near where the fold is. Make sure that you've got it kind of straight. Some of mine ended up not being all too straight. So this is where, this is where I want it. I go back to this, back to this page. Well, come on. Make sure it's squared up, hold it, and put it down. And now that one's in the correct space. So we tape that. And we go back to this side. And you can look at all of the pretty things that are in here while we're doing this. Because it's after May 2nd. I think it's May 3rd that this posts. I don't have a calendar right near me. And as you can see, you now have tabs that are staggered. And I know you can't get all of Love, Thanks, and Support on the same line, but that's okay, because you will see Love and Thanks and know to grab it. All right. So some of these categories get kind of close together, and I still separated. This is still support. Okay, hobbies and recreations. So we're going to find that one. It's here. We're going to fold it and bring it underneath with the side that does not have the tape. You don't have to bring it all back, just bring this, square it up, bring this down so that it's in line with this one. About, it doesn't have to be perfect. Oops, don't do that. First accident. All right, as I told you, this is not a perfect science. Hobbies and recreation. Start right on. Having a thumb injured makes it very difficult. Okay. Hobby and recreation. All right, let's try that again. We put it here. We put this here because we have to know where. Square it up, put it in the right spot. Hold it. Go ahead and go back to the original. Square it and put it down. And it's nice. It's sort of the same color and it's fine. All right, there we go. That's down. Fold it over. Close it. I'm not going to go through the whole entire thing. We'll make this one a short one since there's no stamping involved. So there you see, I have 3. When you get down to, and I don't remember, let's see, we can look and see what category it is. When you get to the 5th one, it should pretty much line up for the bottom. One way you can make sure it's pretty perfect is you can do 1 and 2, then come here and do 1 and 2, and then just sort these in between. There might be little gaps or a little overlap. I didn't do that. It doesn't bother me that it's not perfect. But after you get down to the bottom, you start all over again. And you go down and you will end up with 1 less than the bottom. So there are, let's see, 6. How many are there? 9? Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh yeah, because there was 3 sets. So 1 short of 12. And that gives you, and again, I put these, not necessarily because this is all accessories and more, but what I look for. So I will be here and I'll want, where's the paper? Here's the paper. Here's the DSP and here's the regular paper. I've got them separated. This is where the ink is. I want to look at die bundles. Here's the die bundles. Here are the dies. They still say accessories and more at the top. This is what I look for. Embossing folder. The last one I could have made in white, and you can add it to the blank space, to a blank piece, is I look at the index, which is right here. But it's at the end, it's the one before the last page. So I didn't really need to mark that. But that's how you go ahead and add tabs to your catalog. It really helps out a lot. And again, if you don't have a catalog because you don't have a regular demonstrator, contact me and I will mail one to you. If you live within the vicinity of outside of Louisville, I'd be happy to hand deliver it to you. Again, if you have any questions, you can contact me. Put this aside. My email address is jandufour@yahoo.com. My website, where you will find the download. So if you're on YouTube, click on my website link at the bottom down below, and then go ahead and go to my blog and download the, I think I call it catalog tabs in my freebies section, or it will also be on this blog post as well. But it'd be located in the freebies for, you know, if you're 2 weeks or 3 or whatever beyond when this was recorded. I hope you enjoyed this. Next week, we're going to do something similar. In the catalog, you will not find the Stamparatus, which is my favorite tool, which is unfortunate, but you know, it was a business decision, and I respect that. Stampin' Up! Has to thrive for us to thrive, so that's okay. But I had to come up with something for my viewers. Yes, I will use my Stamparatus when I am doing my own personal stamping because I love it. The options out there, there's really 2 major companies. I'm not going to name either one of them. I have had both companies' positioners. They both work. They each have their pluses and minuses. The Stamparatus was the perfect solution, but that's not an option anymore. And believe me, as soon as it was announced, they were gone. So I would say that you could go to eBay and probably find one for twice as much as what it was selling for. Regardless, all the stamp positioners that are available are going to be rather expensive, like $60, $70, $80 or more, depending on the size that you purchase. So you can make one rather simply, and it's very effective. It's not as nice as the Stamparatus. As a matter of fact, I give you 2 different ways to make a stamp positioner, and I'll show you that next week. So I hope you tune in. I hope you enjoyed this. Have a great week. Bye.